Memory 1.2 recap. Traditionally, when we think about memory, we can split it into two camps, RAM and ROM. However, there's two other ones we need to quickly look at. ROM is read-only memory. Now, this is non-volatile. It doesn't lose its memory when it's turned off. So that's why it holds the instructions for booting up the computer. Otherwise, every time you wanted to boot up a computer, you'd have to tell it how to boot up the computer. But they're pre-written onto the factory chip. So on the motherboard will be a ROM chip, and that has got the BIOS on it. Now the BIOS performs the basic input-output systems, and part of that is a test. Now the test it runs is the post test, and what that really is to check that all the components are connected. Have we got a hard drive? Have you got a CPU? Have you even got a keyboard connected? Because if you think about it, how are you going to use a computer if you've got no mouse and keyboard? The computer will panic and tell you with a certain beep that you haven't got things plugged into it. That's all the ROM does, is it checks everything's connected and then boots the operating system up. A RAM is a bit different. RAM is like a temporary storage. Now this is not permanent. It's volatile. So when we turn the electricity off, we lose everything. Often the old thing of, oh, turn it off, turn it back on again, that works because the program that's been stored in RAM that you're currently using has crashed. So by turning it off, RAM gets cleared and we can start again. But RAM has only got a limited amount of spaces. Think of it as boxes, and there's 5 boxes. If you've only got 5 boxes, you can only store 5 programs in those 5 boxes. If you want to run a 6th program, you've got to either close something down. So what virtual memory is where we use part of the hard drive and it starts acting as RAM. It's a virtual RAM, effectively. So a virtual memory is a pretend RAM. The file gets copied from RAM into virtual memory, which is on the hard drive, and then RAM is freed up. And let's say I want to go back to use that program again. It gets copied out of virtual memory into RAM so it can be accessed. The key thing to remember is you can't directly access virtual memory. It has to be copied back into RAM. And flash. Now we'll talk about this more in storage and later on, secondary storage. But solid state, SD card, USB pens, those sorts of things. They've got no moving parts. It's durable, compact, and but more money than CDs. Okay, so we'll talk about flash memory later on.